And now for something completely different. A man with 3 buttocks.
Good evening.
Good evening indeed. This month, rather than 3 buttocks, I was lucky enough to borrow 3 e-gravel bikes for a long weekend. 3 Specialized Creos to be precise. So what does a mountain biker do with such awesome hardware? He calls up 2 mates and they head off to ride one of South Africa's longest, tallest and most scenic mountain passes. It's actually a national monument and considered one of the finest mountain passes in the world. The Swartberg Pass tops out at 1,575 metres above sea level, and it's situated just 4 kilometres south of the scenic Karoo town of Prince Albert in South Africa. Alcohol-free beer in hand, we were in for a treat. The Creo SL is specialised e-bike version of a gravel bike or road bike depending on how it's spec'd out. Our gravel bike came equipped with Shimano Ultra Di2, whatever that is. It weighs just over 12 kilograms and retails at 165,000 rand. It has the same 50 Nm specialised motor and the 320 Wh battery as the Turbo Levo SL that I rode earlier in the year. Trigger 42C tyres, whatever that means, were entrusted to keep us glued safely to terra firma. Now, I should point out at this point that none of us had ever ridden a gravel bike. But hey, how difficult or different can it be? We soon found out. The overnight temperature was in single figures. You could call it fresh, with the promise of sun and warmth around lunchtime. We slipped away from sleepy Prince Albert after a hearty breakfast. My only concern, would that 3rd bottle of red wine come back to haunt me? The signpost said Swartberg Pass. There was no turning back now. Once on the dirt, we got our first photo opportunity and our first look at the pass. Everything was going swell. We were all enjoying the lightweight bikes, ample assistance and smooth gravel roads. Pure happiness. The first few kilometres were pretty tame, meandering through a tall, imposing Cape Fold rock gorge and over dry and wet riverbeds. The vivid coloration of the quartzite was remarkable. This is a doddle, we all thought, having been caught up in the Creo's 45 km/h assistance. And then the hard work started. No more coasting, just kilometre after kilometre of uphill. As the views got more expansive, so did our need for more motor assistance. Soon we were all in turbo mode full time. Obviously the pass is an open road, and so the occasional oncoming 4x4 kept us honest and our wits about us. The Swartberg Pass was legendary engineer Thomas Bain's final and best piece of road building, and it took over 5 years to complete. Opened in 1888, it is without doubt an engineering masterpiece. The route was hewn by convict labour's hands, and its 24 kilometres length still boasts many dry stone retaining walls from over 130 years ago. We stopped off for pics, obviously, some aerials, and to enjoy the ever-changing panoramas, but mainly, to be honest, to get our breath back. We could see the top of the pass some way off. By now we had gained most of the elevation, but we still had a way to go. The road was undulating with a deceptive amount of height still to gain. We all commented on our sharp increase in battery usage. Do we turn back or push on for the summit? Sounds a bit like something Sir Edmund Hillary would have said exactly 70 years ago to the day, looking up at Everest. Luckily, our biggest fear was FORO, the fear of running out of battery. We decided to go for it and pushed on. Graham and Justin made the summit ahead of me. I walked and pushed the last couple of switchbacks into the increasing headwind, as I was down to less than 25% of battery life and was limiting myself to eco mode. FORO is real. Why didn't I accept the offer of battery range extenders? On the summit, within the space of just 10 minutes, the wind started to howl, turning out to be very cold and unpleasant. I did a quick once round with the camera and peered over the pass down towards the town of Oldmaninbaggies. Enough is enough, we were all getting cold. We saddled up and made a quick escape back to more protected sections of road. Graham took the lead, Justin and I followed. Okay, so now the entertainment really began. The ascent was fun. Lots of motor assistance, nice wide roads, turbo mode making everything easier, but the downhill was just manic. Remember I said that none of us had ever ridden a gravel bike? Well, this became very apparent. Narrow dropped handlebars, skinny tyres and no suspension. That Future Shock 2.0, it didn't really help. Sorry, Specialized. Do you hold on to the top of the handlebars around the brakes or the curly drop bits? Okay, if you want to stop in a hurry and have a modicum of control, the droppy bits. We stopped several times so I could get some more aerial footage of Justin and Graham cruising down the pass. The wide, sweeping, fast corners certainly grabbed your attention, ensuring adrenaline remained ever present. Unfortunately, many of them came with bone-jarring corrugations. We were literally hanging on for dear life at times. I think our learning curve was pretty steep. You quickly get used to the more hunched over riding position, the vibrations through the rigid full carbon frame and the narrower rubber. After we regrouped for the last time, we set off together, keen to conquer the lower reaches of the pass. We were almost there. Just make sure you don't hit that little Suzuki Jimny. The flat valley floor gave Graham the chance to show off his incredible power, his 1.90 m frame dancing on the pedals. Out through the gorge and back out onto the open gravel road. We slowly wound up the pace for the last time, reaching a full gas top speed of 43 km/h, using up our last precious watts of battery power. Crazy to think that this is the average speed of the Tour de France. We all arrived back, exhausted but exhilarated. Our steeds' TCUs all flashing red, indicating less than 10% of battery life. What a ride! What a ride, what a weekend. Did we have fun and enjoy it? Certainly. Would I recommend it? For sure, it's a must-do ride. Would I do it again in a hurry? I'm not so sure. Gravel biking is very different to mountain biking. It's funny how quickly you actually get used to the comfort of those big fat knobbly tyres, nice wide handlebars and at least 150 mm of suspension front and back. But without a doubt, the gravel bike is built for speed. I'd just like to say thanks to Graham and Justin for making it a boys' weekend away to remember, and of course a massive thanks to Specialized for availing us of such awesome hardware. And that's the end of episode 9. Next month is the last show of the season and I'll be summing up my 10 months in the saddle of a whole bunch of different e-bikes, so tune in if you want to see what I've learned. Until then, take care and make sure that you ride more trails.